And I'm going to throw it over to you to introduce yourself.
Okay, thanks, Carla. And thanks, everyone, for joining today's seminar. And it's an honor to have the opportunity to talk to you and see if I can help you create a better website, both from a persuasive point of view as also from a technical measurement and benchmarking and improvement point of view. So without further ado, let's get into the presentation and I'll go through the agenda. So first of all, I'll explain a bit about who we are and what we do, what makes a good website today, and like I was saying, two key components, the art of attraction and persuasion, and the science of speed and measurement. And at the end, as Carla was saying, we have a software app that we've launched back in December, with which has been overwhelmingly successful in terms of trial and response on its quality, that we'll have a demonstration of at the very end. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm really half a corporate person and half an entrepreneur. I started my career back in the late 70s with major ad agencies like McLaren, McCann, Hayhurst, which is now Saatchi, BBDO, and did a lot of account work, media planning work in my agency life. I then became a national brand manager with Nielsen Chocolates for several years, and then was the youngest brand manager in Labatt history. I looked after the Labatt Blue brand for about 7 years, plus some other brand assignments, new product launches. And I became known as the guy that would launch new things or turn around products and programs and marketing campaigns, and work with ad agencies to get better results, be it market share and profit and loss responsibilities. So here I am at sort of the tail end of my career, but I got excited by what I saw emerging in software intelligence, business intelligence tools, and having tools that enhance business productivity. So a few years ago, what started as a basic idea turned into a lot of research and a partnership with a technical guru in business intelligence and analytics going back about 35 years. And we joined up with another developer who's got about 35 years of big data experience. And we started developing some platforms that are market-driven. So our goal is to be the source for credible, automated business productivity tools for the e-commerce and online marketing industry. Next slide. So just to get the idea of what we're trying to do, and it's in conceptual terms, is that we're aiming to replicate what Kelley Blue Book and Carfax has done in the auto business for the auto dealers, so that they can go, just like you go into an auto dealer and they ask you for your make, model of car and get an idea of the fair market value of it if you want to trade it in to get a new car. They can pull up a report that's subscribed to that business, so it gives you an idea what the marketplace-driven value is for your auto. Same MLS does. They charge brokers and agents $400 a month so that they can give them comparables on what your house is worth in your neighborhood of comparable size of home, features, benefits, and location, as well as lot size. So what we're trying to do is do the same thing, play the same role, except with domain, website properties, and blogs with revenue. Next slide. So our goal is to help solopreneurs and businesses make informed decisions that matter and provide meaningful insights that are fast, affordable, quick, and easy to use. Next slide. So before we get into some examples of websites in terms of the art, the copy side, the design side, and those important elements, I'll just give you a quick idea of the size and scope of the industry that we're all part of. I was lucky to find a definitive research report last year from Harvard Business Review that was sponsored by the Interactive Agency Bureau of New York City that talked about the internet and advertising-driven ecosystem in the United States. And it had grown from 2007, it was about a $300 billion business. It was $540 billion by 2012. So, and then combining that with the Canadian data, I estimate that the size of the industry now is about $600 billion. in size and represents between 7 to 10% of the economies in the developed economies around the world. So I just like to focus on Canada and the United States for this point. And in year 2000, there was 100 million active websites. It's grown substantially. There's Netcraft reports that there's over 630 million active websites in the world. Who owns them and who provides services to them? That was the big issue that I wrapped my head around. There are 500,000 new internet users each day, and I love growth categories. When I was in the beer business, we were lucky to get 1 to 2% growth per year. It was a very mature category. But the internet is still young. It's been growing at an average pace of 47% per year for the past 12 years. And people who are doing forecasts expect that pace to continue. I believe one stat I saw that only 23% of the Chinese population is on the internet at this point in time. And 4 million businesses in Canada and the United States have at least one website that is considered critical to their business. It's not just brochureware anymore. It's something that plays an important function in their revenue goals. Next slide. And as many of you know, trillions of dollars of online businesses is conducted each year online, be it through retail and other means. E-commerce is an important driver of world economies. And the majority of purchases are researched on a website before the buying takes place. This is evidenced by many studies that I've been reading over the years that, for example, when somebody goes to buy a car, they are so educated by the time they've even gone to the dealership that sometimes they know more about the cars than the salespeople themselves. They've been so thorough in their research. So consumers have the power of authoritative product reviews and information that they've never had before, and they're using it. So websites are very important in helping arm educated consumers. Experian reports that web pages now rank second only to word of mouth on purchase influence, and that's another important evidence of the importance of having good website pages. Now here's the tough part. Right now, the average website visitor makes up their mind on your site in only 2 to 4 seconds. So if you don't grab their attention to spend their precious time going through your landing page and navigating through the rest of your site, if you can't make a good impression right off the bat, you're losing them. Next point. Digital advertising industry. Now, I go back to the days when advertising was driven by television, radio, newspaper, print, billboards, those days, and now it's kind of interesting to see how much has changed in the last 30 years, which was about the length of time it took for TV to go from a startup medium to a dominant force. Digital advertising industry is now $30 billion in size in 2013. It's just growing a lot faster than originally expected over a year ago, and is now second only to TV advertising in the United States. I think TV advertising spending all forms, cable and mainstream, is around $70 billion, and digital is now 30, and newspaper and radio are falling at the expense of these other prime media. And in Canada, it's actually tied. A stat that I just saw from a research group said that right now TV advertising is about $3 billion, and that's exactly the same as digital advertising. So it's a powerful force that marketers and ad agencies are having to be able to manage on behalf of their clients in order to do effective reach and frequency campaigns to achieve the desired goals of their clients. Next. So why is this important? It's obviously a big market. There's big growth opportunities, but there's a lot of competition. 630 million websites. That's there's various niches, of course, but still, as you know, through the search engines and by cruising around and seeing all the choices that are available, it's very tough to get through the clutter, especially your direct competitors and the noise and distractions as people are overwhelmed with information every day. So how do you increase the value and worth of your website and your research on investment? That's really the key questions and issues that you have to come to grips with. Next slide. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple. The art of attraction persuasion. These are there's an emphasis on the word art because to be a good writer, to be a good designer, takes years and years of effort and trial and error and guidance and mentoring and experience. And you can tell, sites that have good copywriters and good designers, and the ones that need improvement. So the main components, I'm just kind of listing them here, is that it is worth spending time and effort getting a proper logo developed, because that is your brand, and that's what you're going to be building and extending your reach with your audiences with, to find out, so they know, what you stand for in the marketplace, so they can remember it. And because really a brand is really what people think of you. That's really what it is. It's not what you think, it's what they think of you. What is your character? What do you stand for? Quality, service, value, professionalism, all those good things. It's their perceptions. Again, I can't stress the importance of copy and design. I've been involved in about 15 websites in the last 12 years, either as a client or having gone through the tough job of doing one for yourself, and being able to work and collaborate with people that understand your copy and design is difficult and hard to get good people, especially if you're a smaller firm. It's tough to get good freelance people and have them available when you're ready to go at certain stages, but it's something well worth pursuing, but allow enough time to do it. Attention-getting headlines, those are really important, I guess, especially in that first 2 to 4 seconds, something that can grab the prospective customer. Brief body copy, use of testimonials, and call to action buttons. Offers, incentives. Free is used everywhere, so you see it a lot. And then there's incentives for the freemium upsell, and you've all seen the price plans at the back end that talk about free for 14 days. Buy this product for at this price point, something at enterprise level, call for a quote. Those offers work, or else they wouldn't be used, but some work better than others, and you have to do a little trial and effort, and you may need some professional help. But also, ask for the buy. There might be people that have come back to your site and they're ready to buy now, so make sure you have a call to action that allows them to do that. And even I've worked with people that say, well, call a sales rep, and then to help ask their questions directly before they are ready to buy, and try and be as objective as possible. So those are the key things, and we'll just look at Carla's site and see which elements she's covered off. So that'll be the next one, and I have to give Carla like a 9 out of 10. She's got her branding is good. I would just think that she could bold her headlines a bit more. The one that's in the just below the toolbar, that could be bolded. And then there's another good headline just before the body copy with the icons and the check mark and the fellow with the dollar bill. So I just did, but she says, hey, let's get started. She gives them a click here button, which is great. She's got her social media bookmarks. It looks easy to navigate. So you can move along the tabs at the top. And then she offers her free stuff, $40 a month, $250 a year, and Learning Store offers. So that's all good. So the only thing I would add is in her next iteration is perhaps a testimonial, just as an to give somebody even just one testimonial and it could click to a page of testimonials to get some customer reaction to her service. But otherwise, it's a really good layout. So how to optimize website page performance. And I've been through this myself. When we launched our website, which needs a lot of improvement, but there's a strong engine behind it. Technically, we're very strong because of our big data background and development background strengths. It's really important that you deliver good content to impress two audiences. Google, which is well over 75% of the rank engine universe, and they're powerful in terms of when their bots come in and look at your website, they're getting smarter and smarter, and they're easy. They can check out your backlinks. They can check out everything, your keywords, how if this basically they are knowing all, and you have to be able to accommodate their needs. And of course, your visitors. So whenever you write something or have somebody write for you, you're really trying to attract those two audiences. The content has to be fresh, topical, relevant. People, put questions and answers into it, allow for comments. Look at also not just articles, but also get into tutorials and get into sight, sound, and motion with your content when you're ready because that impresses both your visitors and Google, because little movies and little tutorials and tips and guides are welcomed by visitors who are really hungry for that kind of professional and incredible information. Social media is, we all know how pervasive it is with Twitter and LinkedIn, Hootsuite, and all other forms that are out there. And I know we have a part-time online community person who manages that for us. And it's amazing when she's away or on vacation how our traffic drops, and when she's back on the ball, how we see our traffic go up, because she's on the message board, she's in the chat rooms, we're in Google Places and Pinterest and all these places where potential customers are, and we get more traffic to our website. So it's a very direct relationship between the amount of social media emphasis we put in and what we get back. And media releases. This is something that a lot of companies haven't figured out yet, but Google this year is on a big push and rewards you for the more press releases you send out. As long as they're well worded and educational and again relevant, they rank you more highly based on your effort on sending out media releases. So hopefully you folks can benefit from those things. So the whole, you'll notice here I didn't say the word SEO. This is the new SEO. It's content marketing, social media marketing, media releases, and all the organic search and discoverability that SEO can give you is kind of built into all of those areas. You have to keyword optimize your social media plans, your LinkedIn profiles, your media releases have to be tied into the keywords that you're going to be putting out there so that you get found via the various search engines. So SEO is really part of all of that. And then when it comes to paid search, we haven't done that as of yet, but you have to be very careful in terms of what keywords you're willing to pay for on AdWord campaigns, but I'm not going to focus on that today. Next page. So we talked a bit about before about the importance of copy, design, navigation. Loading speed is very important. People are impatient, and if your site and page it takes too long to load, better find somebody technically that can help speed it up, because people will move off in that 2 to 4 seconds if they don't get what they want right away. And security is very important too, especially with all the cybersecurity threats out there. A few months ago, HostGator had which is the provider for our WordPress site, had an attack. Unfortunately, they advised us that it was happening. We didn't suffer service, but they were attacked. There was about, I think, 90,000 threats that they had to deal with all in one day, and I compliment HostGator for that. But security, does affect your downtime. So make sure when you do choose a hosting firm that it's someone who's got a team large enough to be able to handle those kind of things. So now, how do you measure effectiveness? You got your site done, and now how do we go about seeing how you're doing? That's the next part of the talk. Next slide. We are in the big data era, or business intelligence, advanced analytics, if you go back to the terminology of the 1980s. And what it basically means is getting the right information at the right time at the right place so you can do something with it that's practical and useful. And there is an overwhelming amount of excellent, fast, affordable measurement tools that are more and more coming out all the time. And I don't know if anybody has gone on Salesforce with their CRM programs, and Eloqua, Pardot, Infusionsoft, HubSpot. They're all in the game of helping you measure and manage your business from a big data point of view and managing data so it becomes useful for you. And what all I've done here is demonstrate the funnel, because basically it comes down to customer behavior. They become aware of you, they find you on a search engine, and then they walk through your site and they're considering you. They may be ready to buy, they may not. And then basically the key issue is conversion. That's what there are now specialists in the marketplace called conversion optimizers, and these people specialize in trying to get as many of your people that are visiting your site converting into a sale or a lead that can be followed up by a professional sales rep, so the commercial deal can be done. And then over time, you want them to be brand champions and loyal to you and advocates, among their networks, especially social media, which are so fast and powerful, to tell all their networks about what they found at your terrific e-commerce site. Next slide. So I'll just use an example. Say you're in the rare bookstore business, so people start looking for rare bookstores, maybe in their neighborhood. And so they start with search terms, and it's very important that I would recommend, engaging a search engine marketing, search engine optimization expert to help you with this process. If you want to do it yourself, they can get you going, and then you can know enough to know what search terms are the most popular and the most useful for you. Visitor goes to your site, and it's a very key choice. They either continue going through it or they abandon it. And what's happened in the last few years is there are a lot of companies that are expert with data management and programming that can remarket to you as you go back to Google, or you're off to visit other sites, and then then you'll notice they put up banner ads and display ads to try and get you to come back. That's a form of lead nurturing. Another key tactic is to use newsletters, and autoresponders can be set up so that they could contact you within a week or 2 weeks or a month, and they kick in with more useful information, just trying to personalize and customize the message to you that, gee, we noticed you came to the site, and here's some more information for you. We welcome back. So the whole idea is to try and get you to come back, so it's so that you become a live prospect rather than a dead one. And then, of course, I was mentioning some of those firms. There are all you have to do is Google yourself for inbound marketing experts, and they can help assist you in your funnel, just like this rare bookstore launch, to see how you can differentiate yourself against your competitors and be more effective and have a return on investment for your time and money spent on your website. Next slide. Google Analytics is the king of analytics, and we use Google Analytics. There's 100 million others that are using the service. They now also have a paid service option. And the main things that they give you is some good data in terms of visitors, daily, monthly, since inception. They give you a really good idea of audience overviews, and they can go deeper and deeper in terms of key performance indicators and visitor flows. And you could tell Google just in the last 6 months is really stepping up their game in the analytics arena by adding more tools, more features, more depth to the people. For the people to be able to use. Next slide. And here's an example of content analytics. I don't know if everybody can see this, but basically it's a new feature on engagement. So it gives you an idea how many visits and what the number of page views are, and the level of engagement in terms of time spent in seconds on a particular part of your site. So that could give you some meaningful insights. Next slide. And Conversion Suite, as I was saying before, this is where more and more attention should be put for e-commerce site owners. You go to all this effort building a site and getting people to come to the top of the funnel, and what separates the really good sites from the average ones is how well you help increase the percentage of conversion of the traffic that comes to your site that results into a sale, for example. So here, this is a goal funnel that with shopping carts, and it's built in as their database. And this gives, this particular example shows that 42% proceeded to complete the order, but there's always abandonment rates along the way. And what you want to do is reduce those abandonment rates. And Google can show you and other service providers on how to do better there. Next. So I would recommend for those who haven't had a chance yet, or whether you've given this, if you have a webmaster doing this for you, but it's good to have insights on what they're doing. And I did it myself. I spent some time just going on Google Analytics video tours, and then going on YouTube and seeing the various tutorials of what's available and what their value is. And they're very dynamic. They're continually adding more tools, more features, so you get better insights. It's all about actionable intelligence. And if you do this more than your competitors, you'll have the edge. Next. Now we have an example of what we think is a smart, fast, easy-to-use tool that can benchmark, grade, and give you an assessment of how your website is doing versus millions of other websites in the marketplace. So like we were saying before, we took the MLS type of approach, and where we have hundreds of millions of relevant data points, including actual sold websites in our database, and we can show you where you stack up and where you can improve. And we also have a 42-page ebook that can tell you step by step what to do to improve your content, your advertising, your marketing, even how to sell your site when you're ready to do it, because that is a very active business right now. Believe it or not, eBay, you can buy and sell websites. They do about $20, $40 million a year in sales of people just buying and selling websites. And there's a company called Flippa out of Australia. There's about $102 million worth of transactions in the last 2 years of domains and websites worth anything from $1 to $500,000. And there's website brokers from Washington, Minnesota, Chicago, Florida, New York, even Toronto, that will find, if you want to sell your e-commerce site, they take a 15 to 20% commission to do so. And they'll find the buyers for you and help negotiate it. So it's one of these growing markets in transition that as virtual assets become more and more part of our economic world. Just a few weeks ago, Quebec Corps sold 2 of its websites, one called Job Boom and another one a dating site in Quebec, for $65 million to a company called Mediagraph Technologies, who I hadn't heard of. So transactions are taking place of those sizes. So it's an active space. Anyway, we'll just do a demonstration here of if you just press the Get Valuation Report. I don't know if, Carla, you can get somebody from the audience when we get to give us a website that they want analyzed. We'll give you an idea.
As we're recording it, we'll just do a random one. Do you have one that you want to test?
You want to do Small Business Solver, or you want to do IBM? I don't care. If you want to test IBM, yeah. And to you and your email address. Tough question, blue. Color of a blue thumb is no? Oh, I think that's blue. All right. So just press top left, Get Website Age from Who Is. And let's just say page views per month, say 500,000. Uniques, 200,000. Page rank, 6. Google links, 3,000. Alexa rank, 20,000. And then 0 on all those other things. I just want to demonstrate the power of traffic. So here, you're reviewing your data, and what's really important, the most important elements are age, page views per month, unique visitors per month, Google page rank, your Google links, your Alexa rank, and revenue. In this case, it's a traffic site. And but for this exercise, we'll see what the traffic is, how it compares up to other similar sites that have been sold in the marketplace. So you have an idea what its financial value is, as well as its technical value. So you press Get Report, and we just see how fast it takes for the machine to do its work, which is big data, advanced analytics, which is a black box and patent pending work that has been done over the last 3 years. And we also have a very fast reporting mechanism, toolset engine there.
So you want me just to go to my email?
Yes, go to your email, see if it's arrived. Hopefully you don't have some nasty spam filters in the way. You can get to it. There it is. First link, there's a 16-page report. And what most people want to see, once it comes up, is so it everything has a unique valuation number. And if you go back to, you go through the executive summary, it recaps the unique visitors, the age, Alexa, and then it gives you an estimated value. So now, what we did also, it took 6 months to do, in big data, there's 3 types of analytics. Descriptive, when you see the charts and the rankings, and pie charts and numbers, that's descriptive analytics. Then you have predictive analytics, which we built into this machine. So even if you have no revenue, it can estimate the amount of money that you could make versus comparable sites of similar traffic patterns, and give you a dollar value just based on that. And then it gives you an overall value just because, and in those cases, because you have so many visitors to that site, it's a very valuable site.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording right now because it seems like we have